Yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report here on Piper Academy Network. I'm watching chaos right here on my phone on Alex O Crypto Show. I'm going to tell you guys what happened over there, but there were some strange occurrences. We're going to talk about that. But right now, what I'm watching is this little support bounce that we're getting right now. Are we going to hold this level? Are we going to go down lower? Going to be taking a look at that, looking at some economic data that came in today. We had the durable goods report came in, and it was not that great. So we're going to talk about what that means for the markets, and plus, take a look and see what's going on in the bubbles. Right now, we are green on the daily. We are a little red on the hourly right now across the board. So we're going to be watching all this really close today, talking about what you guys need to know. This is it. It's time. You guys know what it is. Class is in session. Let's get it. Yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. I am Army Piper. This is the show that we break down the economy, the headlines, the news, the TA, everything that you need to have a fresh start at market open. Right now, we are looking at the market open. Dow Jones just down slightly. It looks like the S&P and the NASDAQ almost flat. They're only up about 0.1%. We did get a little bounce back from yesterday, but as of right now, not too much of a recovery on the NASDAQ side. Tech's taking a big hit. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now, but the person that I want to shout out the most, it's going to be this guy right here, my co-host. What's up, OC guy? Dude, I told you to flip over to AlexO Crypto. So let me tell you guys what happened over on AlexO. And I'm sure he's going to be redirecting to us here in a bit and be in the chat. And he's going to be hyped when he comes in. Tell him he's the new content creator of YouTube. Evidently, he had a stream this morning. He had about 500 people in his live chat, and then his stream went down. It crashed. And then he come back on again and started a new stream, because it happens, right? It happens. It happens, especially here at Piper Academy. But he brought it back up, and then all of a sudden, he had 112. I was sitting there in the chat. I was like, "Good morning. Hey, I just want to tell everybody, be kind. Be kind and." Don't try to fill a role of an a-hole, because there's enough of them in the world and we don't need it. So community, right? All about community and rib chat. So I'm sitting there watching that. It's like 112, 120. All of a sudden, it starts bumping up to 1.7K, 1,800, 2,000. He's currently sitting at 7,600 viewers. I don't know if he got bot rated or what, but it was pretty crazy. Yeah, so Wild Goat Coin. We'll take a look at it, Tony. I got to get into the news, but yeah, Wild Goat Coin OC, if you want to pull that up. Tony Montana is asking for some analysis on Wild Goat Coin. Never heard of it, but we'll take a look at it for you, man. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the news. Let's see if we get bot rated today. Pretty crazy numbers there, though, guys. Let's jump over and let's talk about what we're seeing on the economy side and on the metric side for risk and everything. Let's go ahead and jump into that. So over to the news. All right, guys, looking here at the news side, we are seeing that there is a little bit of a pullback happening right now in Bitcoin. Current risk levels looks like it's sitting at 60% risk level on the total market cap of Bitcoin right now. $3.49 trillion is the crypto market cap. About overvaluation of about 3%. So what else do we have here? Looking at the stable coin, at the Bitcoin dominance right now, 57.99% is the dominance, with stables, without stables, Bitcoin sitting at 61.7% dominance. And I want to jump over and take a look at that fear and greed real fast. So let's do that. Fear and greed index, currently we are seeing fear and greed sitting at 72. So we're still sitting in greed right now after a little pullback yesterday. On the hourly, like I said, we are a little red, but still green on the daily overall. Bitcoin up 1.4%, sitting at 102.6K right now. Ethereum up 1.5%, just over $3,100, $3,170. They're almost $3,200. So XRP is up 8.8%. You guys remember that pullback it had yesterday? I said, guys, this might be opportunity. If you hear that sound, it's opportunity knocking at your door. You're going to want to jump over there and grab that. And yeah, XRP up 8.8% today. I didn't think this was going to last too long. I think what we have coming up the rest of the week is more of a threat to the markets than what DeepSeek was. And that's what we're actually seeing on the recovery side right now for a lot of things. So Solana's up 0.9%, just under 1% at $236. Let's see here. BNB up 1.4%. It is down 0.4% right now, guys. BNB Binance just hit by in France by a lawsuit. They've got charges pressed against them for money laundering, sex trafficking, some other stuff, tax evasion. So watch that BNB closely there, guys. Could be an opportunity if that starts to gain any traction on the FUD side. Doge is up 2.4% at 33.2 cents right now. Cardano's up 4%, just under 96 cents, a little bit over 95. It's close to $1. It's getting there. Chainlink is up 1.2%. Avalanche is up 0.2. Any big movers here? Stellar Lumens riding on the coattails of XRP. They're up 4.4%. HBAR is up 3.6. SWI is up 1.5. I think this is going to do quite well the rest of the cycle, so keep an eye on that. It's at number 16. Litecoin rounding out the top there, up 2.5%, $114. Jump over, take a look at the stock market open right now. It does look like the Dow Jones is up 0.06%, just flat. S&P and the NASDAQ both opening to the downside in red. Russell 2K down a full percent, and the VIX is turning green. So we could see some sell-off today, guys. Be very, very aware of that. 10-year Treasury yield, you got to keep a finger on that pulse because that is going to be a big factor on what happens with the economy. 10-year, 2-year inversion, get that spread. It's what happens, guys. Right now it's at 4.55 and watching that 5% level. So that is the bonds right now. Looking at the economic calendar, this is what came in this morning. Durable goods orders, guys. Month over month, it was down 0.2%. Revision to that level. They expected it to be up about 0.5 to 0.6% there. Actually came in down 2.2%. Ran a little analysis through ChatGPT to see what she had to say about it. Summary of it all, guys. Basically, she said it's a classic example of how macroeconomic policy in one country can ripple through. No, that is the wrong one. She said that it was basically a mixed report. There we go. New project. Nope, not a new project. U.S. durable goods orders. There it is. She said that overall implications, durable goods orders reflect long-term investment and consumer confidence declined over the 2 consecutive months because we've had 2 months of decline on that, especially against expectation growth, suggests business and consumers may be pulling back spending. I told you guys yesterday that if this came in higher than at these levels than what they were looking at, the 0.6, 0.5, that would mean that inflation could be returning. The slowdown means economic contraction, and that could affect jobs now. So we may see inflation growth slow down, which has been going on since September. It's been on a hike, and that could slow down. But we could also see this replay as, hey, look, now we got to start laying people off because we don't have the demand. If you guys don't know, durable goods, things that last 3 years or more, so refrigerators, dishwashers, stuff like that, that is durable goods slowing down right now. So looking at that level there, getting a little chilled. What else did we have here? That's it for the economy that I wanted to touch on. Don't forget, guys, later on this week, we do have tomorrow FOMC rate decision and then GDP on Thursday, core PC on Friday. So we've got 3 days of major events going on this week that you guys are going to need to know about. Make sure you're watching that. What's up, FD White in the house? I see you, bro. Let's go talk about absence of Bitcoin panic selling. So we did have a pullback down to $98,000, 97.7, somewhere in that ballpark. Despite all of that fudge yesterday and the big market sell-off, Bitcoin pretty much got a very sharp decline and then a bounce back right back up. I'm not going to go too far into this, but this is what we were talking about yesterday. And I told you guys, hey, that's opportunity knocking. You might want to pick this up. I don't think this is going to last. There was a lot of things that I wasn't very certain about in the claims about DeepSeek and where they got their chips from. A lot of people think that they are operating on a lot of chips that they're not supposed to have. So, plus a reminder to you guys, I want to point out that we did tell you on Friday that Bitcoin could be dumping to $98,000. It was on the economic stuff this week, though. So here's the problem set that I'm seeing going forward from here is that we could see this dump to $98,000 because this has to do with the $7.8 billion in expirations of options calls that are coming this week. Max paying level is $98,000. And then those 3 days that I just talked about of economic events coming up. So if we've already hit down to that level, we could see a return back to that level. Could it be a double bottom? Very possible. Let's go ahead and jump off the news and let's bring it back over here. And I want to talk about what that could look like. Caught OC eating, look at him. I want to talk about what that could look like if we do have that return to the $98,000 range. So, OC, get ready with your chart. I'm going to jump over to Bitcoin and I'm going to take a look at this TA real fast. And then we'll come back and knock out that request that Tony Montana asked for. And then we'll talk about some alts. So let's get into it. Let's go, guys. Jumping over to the charts. Looking at right now, we are getting a pullback on that, but here's what I want to talk about. If we are to see this whole return back down to $98,000, let's say, we got the expiration of the options calls this week, $7.8 billion in options calls. Where does the most money get made by the whales, by the market makers? It would be $98,000 Bitcoin. So if we get that data this week, and right now we are showing support on my line, 102.2K here. This is the level that we've had on our charts for months in our community here. If we hold this, then great. We could be looking at a higher move to the upside this week. But if we are in this range, stuck beneath this value area low, stuck beneath this resistance box, and just sitting here, kind of holding in this pocket of price action where we have the dynamic reactor, my support box coming in here, and we get that economic data this week that starts to say, hey, yeah, we're going to push some more risk into the markets. We could see this come back down to this $98,000 range. We do have a quantum reactor down there. One of my big boxes down here that I've been watching for a while is sitting in this whole zone. It goes all the way down to 94K. And then also we have our trend line here. That would just be another test of it. We already tested it here on yesterday when we dropped down there, and I'll show you right there that touch right there on the trend line. That could be another return, and that would be a double bottom here, which would be a bullish thing to see to bounce from that level. But it is very possible with what comes out this week on the economic data and with the options call of $98,000 that we could get a return back down there. I think that would just be another opportunity for us. Looking at the 4-hour right now, though, it does look like we're starting to get some curvature on the oscillator ribbon towards that zero line. Money flow is still in the red. Volume is good, but with that money flow coming down at this point, we have to consider that we may have more downside coming. Also, if we look over here on the daily, you can see that we are holding on one of our predictive ranges here. That's coming in right at 101.4K. But on the histogram, guys, this is what I had on the thumbnail. We are showing a red daily histogram candle, and we have flipped into a bearish signal, getting that ribbon pinch there. That means that we could have some downside coming here. Looking at the RSI primed, we are getting that candle pushed down. Also, not seeing there's a little bit of shortening, but not seeing much weakening yet. I still think we have some more downside to go here, especially if we grease the rails with what we're seeing on the economy side. Let's go ahead and push it back over to OC, see what he's got going. And I'm going to check out the chat. I always forget that I mute myself when I go over to your screen. We're going to check out the chat. I'm going to look. And you're muted. You're muted. Hey, you're muted.
I got myself there. So just so you know, guys, that was a delicious croissant. I don't know how to say croissant, right? I don't know, a cuernito.
Oh, croissant.
But a croissant. Nice. Love it, love it. So the other thing is I ate it with orange juice. Don't know coffee on my orange juice this time, but what can we expect, right? Out of a bear market. So at this point, let's take a look at Bitcoin really quick and then we go to Wildcard, because Wildcard, it's a little bit finicky. And I'm going to touch back on Bitcoin because of the strategy that we were following. Remember, I told you guys that I was buying here, and then instead of going all the way up at these previous areas, instead he just flopped on me and then took me out. And what happened, I still went with half of a position in. As we came back here, well, we buy a little bit more to average our position back down. And then what happens is we did not take this exit, but we took this exit at 50% out. At this point, remember, this is our public account out of $1,000. This is those exact movements. Let's see them maybe a little bit bigger here. I know it's a little bit of hard to place to watch. There we go. Look at that. We bought in here. We were expecting it to go higher. As we retrace it, well, then we enter for the next retracement, and then we sold half of our position, right? So we are right now half of a position waiting to see what's going to happen. I believe that we're going to have a little bit of retracement. I'm up there with Piper. I'm thinking that we're going to fail back a little bit more, and that is because we are below the zero line. That means that we do not have the momentum to sustain the upward movements. That is a little bit to be cautious of. And the only thing that I could maybe think of is going to be our prime score. It just jumped to 8 on the 15 minutes. Let's get to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, we have a bounce, but our oscillator, let's just wait for it. There we go. It's not there yet above the zero line. Remember that at this point, we can have a rejection at this point, and that rejection could be taking us to maybe create a higher low. At this point, if we see that higher low, and then we see flip of the ribbon, that's going to be our entry. Going to Wild God. Wild God is a little bit of a finicky coin. Sorry for that. And this is because it is a wrapped. So we can see it basically on Uniswap, or also we can see it on Solana. So they both have a different perspective. I'm going to be taking this Uniswap because that's the one I believe you're getting. That usually has a little bit more of the contract that you get before it gets launched. So I know it's pumping, but at this point, I'm not buying it. Right? Let's make something clear here. If you're trying to buy in early, wherever you buy before a launch, it's okay. Just remember that you can get trapped on that coin. Also, remember that there's going to be a bunch of sellout at this point, especially on something like 0.000000000000003 or something like that, right? In low volume. So just be careful when trying to jump in these kind of coins. Also, look at how much history it has. Basically none, right? So there's not much that I can tell you about this other than if you like it, this is not financial advice, but you can go for it with knowing the risk that is represent. As long as it's not yet into a big platform, I think you are okay by holding it for a little while, right? While it gets launched. And then remember, act like whales, dump it as it gets launched because somebody else is also going to dump it. So don't be liquidated from someone else's. And other than that, that's what I got on Wild God Coin. I still maybe waiting for launch or something. I'm not into it, but turning it back to you, Piper.
Yeah, it's it's one of those small caps. So a little bit of movement can, a little bit of money can make movement go a long way on that. So, if you're going to trade it, you're going to spot buy it. Be very careful, set your stop loss, because it can also pull down very quickly because of that low market cap, low volume. So be very careful on that. Yep, we got you, Tony. Not a problem, man. Just patience. We'll get to it, I promise. Looking here at, I just got breaking news coming in from the Kabisi letter. NVIDIA stock erases 5% again in pre-market gains. They gone. Big pullback on NVIDIA, turning negative as DeepSeek worries mount for the second day. So maybe that sell-off there not over right now. Let's go take a look at one of the articles here that I want to talk about, because could this NVIDIA sell-off actually lead to some Bitcoin rally fuel? I got an article on that. Let's jump over to the news cam. OC, you should be over there. There you go. What's up, dude? All right. NVIDIA slump and $100 billion crypto IPOs could fuel Bitcoin rally. Some of the largest crypto firms are planning IPOs in 2025, which creates a clear incentive to keep Bitcoin prices elevating, according to 10x Research. They may see a boost from NVIDIA's massive valuation drop and a pipeline of IPOs, which are initial public offerings from prominent cryptocurrency firms. A lot of firms are going to be going public this year. So shares in chip maker NVIDIA closed down nearly 17% on January 27th, wiping out almost $600 billion in value. The largest one-day drop was in U.S. stock market history right there from them. Reducing AI spending keeps share buybacks as a key driver of U.S. equity returns and eases inflationary pressures. So we could see some positive stuff come out of this. One of these companies that are going to be going public, well, Ripple, they're going to be doing that. Kraken, bullish, Chainalysis, Galaxy Digital, Fireblocks, NYDIG, Circle, which they spelt wrong, Black Diamond, and Anchorage. So this money could be coming back in because I'm pretty sure that a lot of these companies are going to end up putting Bitcoin on their reserves in their treasury, like a lot of the companies are starting to do. So these IPO launches could give some fuel to Bitcoin. So I just wanted to bring that up. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, a little bit of ray of sunshine there, a little silver lining to that cloud of what we're seeing going on with NVIDIA. That money could translate to more Bitcoin bought for these companies going public. $100 billion in IPO launches this year expected. So a little Bitcoin hopium, sprinkle it in there. There you go. OC, what are you watching on the altcoin side right now? I've got some Sol. I'm going to do a trip on the Sol train here in a minute, and I'm going to take a look at some other alts, but let's drop it over to you. Let's see what you got, man.
Absolutely. I would just want to shout out our entry from yesterday from Hyperliquid. Basically played out fantastic. Remember TP number 1, TP number 2 did not hit. That's all right. So remember that stop to entry. So at this point, you guys, you should be already on stop to entry, waiting for maybe a lower, there we go, a higher low, something like that. We should be protected. TP1 already have been taken, and we're aiming for the next movement to the upside. Seems like we're going to get it. Maybe look at that. We're going over prime score a little bit higher here. So I do believe that we are going to get that one. If you did not jump in on time, this is not the time to chase after the price. That is because the entry was given somewhere around here. In fact, right there, it was given right at the show. And then right now we are a lot higher than we were, so you're taking a lot of risk at this point. The next entry, if you're looking to trade this, would be maybe on the 15 minutes. There we go. Let me clear this up so we can see it a little bit better. As we have a bouncing here, or as we have flip off the ribbon with the movement creating a higher low. Remember, that's exactly what we were waiting for, the next movement. Another thing that I'm looking at, it was OM. All right, OM, I give the signal based on the AMA upperclassmen session that we had yesterday. Did not went as I expected. In fact, it got me right there. I was looking at the 4 hours like this. We were creating a possible bull flag in here. I was, you know what, this is a little bit of a tight bull flag. So we're going to be running it as I break on the 15 minutes. So on the 15 minutes, as we close a big body candle outside, I long this. And what happened here? Well, then basically it went the other way around. I was expecting this possible scenario, and then a continuation to the upside and further break to the up, to the down, to the right. But look at that. Oh man, it got me, and it got me good. So just by a couple of cents on that stop loss, our entry was almost 1.22 risk reward, so it wasn't that bad. And also remember, this was a half a position. So as we also talk about our wins and our gains, we also need to talk and learn from our mistakes, right? This is one of my one of the things that I believed, or I expected not to have a breakout retest. That's why I was longing the breakout and not the retest, and compensated with half of a position in a wide stop loss. Still got me right there. Still sore from that one, but yeah, I mean, I think we still need to move out on it. Ethereum doing great, still doing good. We're still below the zero line in here, just like Bitcoin. We need to wait a little bit more, and we could be waiting for some movements like this. So we have a trend line here, and not only a trend line, we also have some areas of disparity. Remember, big disparity among very small ones, right? So this is going to be the area that I'm going to be looking at for a possible retracement and flip off the ribbon. Money flow will be key in this situation. Other than that, let me throw it back to you, Piper.
Yeah, I want to jump in here and talk about Ethereum also real fast, because I was actually looking at my trend line on here right now. So I got this long running trend line here, guys. Goes all the way back. Let me get rid of that white Mexican spaghetti there. All the way back here to November 2022. So quite a while ago. Over 2 years now back, this trend line has been in play. And this was the level that I was talking about for a bounce back here when we were taking this big dumpski. Got the dump indicator there from Chart Prime. Came down, bounced on it perfectly back here in December. And then back here again in January, I talked about it. I said, watch for this for support. We had a little outlier here. Came in, did an OC retest, came back up. guys, got rejected right here in this median range of the pivots. I'm looking at pivot tables here from the Dynamics Pro. These are set currently right now on the monthly. So on the monthly, we did get a rejection on the median lines here. That's this big yellow cluster of yellow lines on there. Once we got those rejections there, got a secondary resistance level below, we just came back down and broke beneath that trend line again. We got a rejection off of it here yesterday, coming off of that line, and now we are bearish beneath it. I am watching for us to return back to our support level 1. That's going to be about $2,900. So if Bitcoin continues on its way down and Ethereum continues to sell off, I would be watching for a long entry, $2,920. $2,920 would be a good level there. Set your stop loss real tight. If we end up breaking below that, guys, we could be looking as low as $2,500 here if we hit the lowest band of support. So be watching out for that. I do want to throw a fixed range volume profile on this bad boy real fast. We'll just take it from this whole range over here to current. And what are we seeing there? Value area low. So we do have a value area low here that would also be a critical level of support. Of course, that's coming in at $3,000. Nice psychological round number. Let's jump over into Solana. Take a look at what I'm seeing here. Yeah, here's my old support zone, guys. Look at that. Almost perfect there on it. I guess if we move that up just a little bit to cover those wicks, it would have been there, but that is not where I had it set at. We are getting a bounce right now on the upper resistance band, which is now support for us. You can see that right here. That is coming in at $232. Watch for this. Watch for this level to hold or break. If it breaks, we do have a dynamic reactor coming in at 228, and then my box again coming in at 220. So there's some support levels for you guys to keep an eye on. Looking at the oscillator right now, though, on the 4-hour money flow coming down sharply. It looks like we're getting a curvature here on the oscillator ribbon. Volume looks good, but everything else looking pretty weak. I would say that Solana is poised for some downside movement. It's selling pressure on Bitcoin is the norm right now. So looking at ONDO real fast, ONDO is getting a bounce on its zero line from our fibs. Let me turn off the Market Dynamics Pro until I get done with this. We got a value area high coming in at $1.47. I think that if we get up here and we get above the quantum reactor, dynamic reactor here, look for a short level about 147. That would be a sit and wait into price action for me right now on ONDO. So lastly, I want to take a look at XRP, and then I'll kick it back to you, OC. Guys, there's my support range boxes. I drop these for you guys all the time in the Discord. I hope you guys are putting these on your charts because why? Well, we've got my fibs 786 coming in right here. Had it in the box. We had the dynamic reactor, quantum reactor. Look at the bounce that it had there. V-shaped recovery from that point of hitting even the bottom level of this to now is a 14.7% move without any leverage. So right now we do have the 887 that we're trying to get through. That's at $3.16 on XRP right now. If we are not able to get through this, look for a rejection back down to that value area high. Value area high is going to be coming in on the fixed range volume profile at $2.86. There is Mark Dutch. I've been waiting for you to come in the chat. I had to do some changes, bro. I got you in 1 second. OC, that is what I got for some alts. Let's kick it back over to you and let's see what you got going, man.
Absolutely. So looking at SUNDOG here, so it's really now on the sweep of the lows. Remember that previous analysis, we were talking about this little range and we were having a couple of entry points, right? First entry point is not about the breakout, right? It's about your retest. So on retest entry right here, but we did not have that breakout. So let's just get rid of that. So what was the next analysis? The next analysis was setting up this low in here and looking for a sweep of the lows. Look at those sweep of the lows. Let me just move it to my right. There we go. Almost precisely as expected, right? Yeah, it took a little bit more time, but still, price action wise, I think we nailed it on the sweep of the low. So you might be asking yourself, well, is it time to enter right now? I need to say, despite we have the structure here, I would not be calling up an entry at this point. And this is because, first of all, because of Bitcoin selling pressure. The next one, it is that we are still below the zero line in here. And it seems like we are turning around ever so slightly. Yes, we have a very nice money flow coming in and true 7 coming up. right? So would those ones be enough? No, remember we need at least 3 points of confluence before we start jumping into any trades. Also, I mean, by whatever we can have on this structure, I think that we could have maybe a double bottom or something. We're very close to this falling wedge, so I would rather wait for the breakout retest. This is going to be now your entry, and then off you go. It's not about the price in specifically, right? It's about how it moves, the market structure. This is going to be dictating where and how you're going to be entering into the trade. So far, we're still winning on SUNDOG. I think this is going to be a good movement. I'm going to be setting up another alert right down here in case we have a double bottom. And in that case, if we do have that double bottom, for me, there's going to be a entry no matter what. And that's going to be half of a position, right? Setting stop loss right here, and then aiming for TP number 1 as we already have it right there. Other than that, only enter when we either break a retest or go for a double bottom right there. Other than that, turning it back to you, Piper.
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at some other charts. TOSHI, I want to talk about TOSHI because we talked about this yesterday. We're back at another level, so let's jump over to that chart. Take a look here. If you guys are watching us over on X, hey, let me know. Let me know in the chat down there that you guys are watching on X, and come over to the YouTube. That's where we, that is how we pay for all of this great content, 5 live shows daily. So if you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching on X, I appreciate it. Come on over to YouTube. If you're into YouTube, smash the like button. I appreciate you all being here, man. Let's talk about what we're seeing right now on TOSHI. We did get a bounce here from this level. This is Monday, yesterday. I said, look, we're at a key level of support right now, the 1.618. That is where we are getting our bounce from. I said, watch for us to head back up to the 2.618. But if we lose this level, we could be heading all the way back down into our original levels here. So we did get the bounce there on it. It held it true. Yesterday, I think we were actually like in this level here when I was like, be careful. If we don't get back above that, we could be heading back into our original fib levels. These are trend-based fibs, if you guys don't know. So trend-based fibs are pulled from 3 points. I pulled it from the bottom to a top to a bottom there on the 4 hour. Right now, though, guys, this 2.618 is coming in at 0.0014. If we are not able to get above this and this candle close that we keep hitting here on the 4 hour continues, likely could be heading back down to the 1.618, and that is that 0.0010. TOSHI, though, right now, showing some strength, showing some resilience. It keeps knocking on this door, the 2.618. Sheldon Cooper effect. The more times you knock, eventually Penny will open that door. So we'll see how that plays out. But if you are going to enter into a trade here for a short off of this 2.618, again, my target would be the 1.618. That is coming in at 0.10. So that's what I got on TOSHI OC. Let's kick it back over to you and let's see what you got, man.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at uranium once again. I know we've been touching on this one. It has played out fantastically from the breakout point and then all the way up to the almost our target. But we gave a couple of, remember, our strategies on taking profits along the way up. So what now? We were talking about this dumping here. So let me just clear this up once again. And let me show you something. Look at where we have found support. Look at where we found support, and also compare it to our oscillator. So are we there yet? Seems like we do want to flip around. I would say that we should be waiting just ever so slightly a little bit more, but we're getting very close to a possible entry once again. I'm going to be setting on my alerting there and then give it just a little bit more of a wiggle room just so I can act accordingly. We have a big gap below, so we need to be careful on this one. This could be a good 1/2 of a position entry right here, and then maybe just taking a look at another 1/2 of a position in here for the long run. Look at how violent those movements have been playing out, and I think that we could have another chance to play once again with that kind of movement. Another one that I was looking at, it was PNUT, but you know what? It's very disappointing. I know it had a craze not too long ago, and we are just having it demolished, right? So something important to note if you are into meme coins, look for your money flow and look for your oscillator. You want at least your money flow above the 0 line Better yet, later in money flow to start trying to long this. But other than that, this is a dead fish in the water, or or better outside the water. But yeah, I mean, just be careful if you're trying to trade, especially meme coins. Something that is not quite a meme coin, or it is, but it's also part of AI. It is FARTCOIN. We had a possible scenario here. Let me see if I can pull it up here, in which we bounce, and we did bounce, right? Remember, it's not about the breakout; it's about the retest to this area, and we were, I mean, almost to that target, right? Still, we keep trickling down here, and seems like we're making a little bit of a structure here. I'm still not gonna be giving any kind of signals here, neither taking any actions at this point, unless, and let me show you right here, unless we have a bounce to the upside and we start taking at least the previous lows, at least. And at this point, it's going to be a breakout, retest, could be a double bottom based on this trend line, and then breaking through the zero line here, money flow back again up, and then off we go. But until I see this breakout retest, I'm not even looking at FARTCOIN anymore. I'm still holding it, so hopefully it doesn't become a constipation right there for those icons. So we got the gang jumping into the chat.
Yeah, the 7,000 viewer channel. Guys, it was crazy over there. They got bot rated, and yeah, shout out to Alex O Crypto and his 7,000 army of his bot of 7,000 army bot army there, whatever. Yeah, that's the word. Line, please. Alex O Crypto in the house. He's got drop those otters there, guys. Welcome to the Piper Academy Network, dude. Excellent stream this morning, dude. Guys, let's go ahead and talk about the DCA strategy this week. We put this out in our community every single Monday. We talk about this over there, and we go into all of the altcoins that our community requests, and then we also do Bitcoin. The current picture right now that we're looking at, let's jump over to the news cam. This is our dynamic DCA schedule. Because I'm doing this whole setup here, right? We came here. Yes, I see you, MO2. Appreciate you being here, man. So right now, starting on the DCA reset, we got $2,000 that I've put in so far over the last 3 weeks. You can see here, based on risk levels, we do a 1 times DCA, 2 times DCA, whatever it may be, based on the risk level. So far, we have been sitting in the risk levels of 1x. I've gotten 2 purchases out of 3 weeks that we put this in. And currently, right now, we are up 3.99% on that DCA strategy. We break this down every single Monday in our community for our VIP. And then on Wednesdays, we do Bitcoin only for the standard members. So you can join that below for $4.99. We will walk you through with alerts every single week on Monday for what your DCA level should be on Bitcoin based on risk. You don't have to do $1,000, obviously. You can do $10, you can do $5, whatever. It's just your DCA times whatever the risk level is, and we break all this down for you guys every single week on our Discord. So, OC, I do have the door. I got some new furniture coming, so I'm going to kick it over to OC. He's going to walk through on the chat and let you go. Whatever you guys want to see on TA, he's going to knock it out for you. OC, I'm going to pass it over to you for a minute.
Absolutely. Just in the meantime, you guys let me know what you want to see in the chat, and please fill that up so I can have some more ammunition to shoot at you guys. So we're going to be taking a look at Costco. Costco, I was looking at on Saturday. Saturday market was closed, but still I was trying to maybe get a little bit on Monday. I still got NVIDIA instead of Costco. But look at that Costco reaction. It was a pretty nice one. So let's get started here with a couple of trend lines very quickly. And we can see that we're following those trend lines fantastically, right? Something important, and I see you guys, AVAX. So up next, AVAX. All right. What else, guys? Let me know what else you want me to take a look at there. Also, something else that we could be looking at here, it is that we are almost into a possible reversal. Does this look like in the 15 minutes or in 10 minutes or in 12 minutes like a bull flag? Yes, it does. But we need to be a little bit careful because we don't want to get trapped within maybe a fake out. So I rather see it breaking upwards and then going back for a retest for the next upcoming movement. And look at that, our consolidation score, it's 9 This means highly consolidating, but also almost at the end of that consolidation, which means ready to break out. All right. So on Costco, I'm going to be setting up an alert, and this alert is going to be somewhere around here in case we have a breakout, sorry, and then maybe I'll just measure our retracement. I think it's going to be much better on the 4 hours. There we go. And I'm going to be looking for maybe the previous lows a little bit below here, just in case we have a retracement. Either way, I'm going to be trying to jump in Costco. I think it's a good and safe bet. But still, remember, up-ranging scenarios usually break to the downside until or unless we break that structure with maybe a fake out or maybe a higher high that breaks out of that range. So let's take a look at AVAX now, and let's see what else can we take a look at. Guys, remember, let me know what you want to see on the chat.
I got micro strategies whenever you're done.
Absolutely. Nice. That was fast.
Wife's holding it down, man. Got the wife holding it down.
So, oh yeah, she left. She just sent me a kissing here, and I sent it back. So, there we go. We are at the bottom here in AVAX. We're having a little bit of a descending line here, or trend line, and something that I really don't like. And let's do it in two ways. First, like this, because this is a cricket bottom. I mean, it's so ever so slight cricket that I'm gonna be calling this as a flat bottom in here. This is gonna be a little bit dangerous because if you take a look at patterns or more in detail triangles, any kind of triangle that have a flat whatever, right? We usually end up breaking to the flat area. So right here we have the flat zone at the bottom. We are below the zero line. Look at our prime score, very bearish. We should not be ranging. So continuation of the previous trend. And what is the previous trend? Going down, right? And also look at that. We're having right there. Let me make that bigger. A money flow red, and yes, despite we have True 7 pushing upwards, we could be clipping right at that area. So we still need to be very careful. I think we're gonna have a breakout to these areas. Let's see how far could we go. For that, let's add our indicators. So next support, it is right around this area because we also have a liquidity zone in here. So I'm gonna be calling somewhere around this zone, somewhere around 12.80. But this is market cap. All right, this is market cap. Let me do. It's basically the same, but we're gonna have a AVAX that is not market cap, but we're gonna have a price action. So as you can see, is basically the same thing, right? Same analysis. And finally, well, let's add our support and resistances. There we go. And we're going to be calling about around this area on 30.05 or $30 to be safe. Somewhere around there could be our next entry. Remember, at this point, since we already have a flip of the ribbon and we're not jumping up, we need to wait for breakout of the zero line to confirm. Also, I would rather see break of structure going back for retest and this as an entry to TP1, TP2, and trailing it all the way up. So turning it back to you, my friend.
Awesome. Let's jump in and take a look at MicroStrategy. Then also shout out to Overcome, $10 super chat. Said JASMY to breach $1. We'll take a look at JASMY right after this. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate it. Much love. So looking at MicroStrategy here, guys, we are rejecting right now. Well, not right now. I guess this is a 4-hour candle. So 8 hours ago, we rejected on the overnight on the golden pocket. Also, the dynamic reactor running right there across all of that. That is where our rejection was at on this candle. I am seeing that we did get a retest here on the bottom of the 1.618 at $348.85. I would be watching for us to come back to the 50% level. That's at 330. Okay, so a little bit of a pullback there. If you're looking at your best range, This is the gap that I've had here for a while, and it still has not been filled, guys. There's a gap up that happens in stocks, and typically you'll come back and close those. If we lose this value area low, you can see we have very low amount of volume coming down into that, and then a huge gap. There's no volume there at all. Our bottom level is where our next volume node is sitting at. So I am going to be watching for the best pickup, going to be $272 here, about 275. We'll call it. We'll round it up, make it even. 275 is going to be the prime area to get into on that gap. If you guys can hear my dog barking in the background, I apologize. She's barking at the people delivering my furniture because, dogs, their life. So what else would be life? Picking up some MicroStrategy at 275 in that gap. So that's what I'm seeing there on MicroStrategy. Let's go check out JASMY real fast because we got that $10 super chat. Let's go to crypto. That would help. Yep. And Binance. Bam. Boom, shakalaka. Let's get in on this and see what we're seeing. JASMY continuing down, losing these levels of my fibs here, guys, that we've been watching for a while. We lost a golden pocket here, had a little break above it on the what day was this on? January 17th. So about 11 days ago, we did have a break above it. Tried to hold it, came back underneath the dynamic reactor again. So quantum reactor, dynamic reactor, these are algorithmic moving averages from Chart Prime, both aiming to the downside. I think that we're going to at least pay a visit here to the 887 at 0.023. That would be a key level of support, in my opinion, to watch. That level coming in at about 0.2, so 2.3 cents. We'll just round it there. If we break that, though, guys, we would be heading back down into this big volume area here. There's a huge cluster. Let's go ahead and throw a fixed range volume profile here on JASMY. Bring it over. There you go. Yeah, your point of control is coming in right there at 0.02 cents. So if you're thinking that this could be heading to $1, man, 2 cents sounds like a fantastic area to pick up some JASMY. They have a strong community, in my opinion. They do have some utility with what they're doing on data storage and data protection, privacy, stuff like that over there in Japan. So, I mean, it's got a good utility. I just don't know that it's going to be the one that that stands out like that. But looking at a risk reward perspective on this, 2 cent pickup on something that has the potential to do a 50x would be phenomenal in my opinion. So yeah, 2 cents would be the area that I'd look at picking up JASMY on that front of a $1 target. So that's what I got there for JASMY OC. Let's kick it back over to you and we'll see where we're at with time.
Absolutely. So 917, we still have a little bit of momentum to go, but at this point, I want to take a look at gold. I was taking a look at Costco. So kind of like it relates it because it sells gold, the best price in town, to be honest. So I said, hey, you know what? Let's give it a look at gold. So at this point, it seems like we are creating something like a possible head and shoulders. Is it there yet? No. Remember that a pattern is only a pattern once we have a breakout, right? Well, I also just deleted this, which was a previous analysis when we did have that beautiful breakout. But at this point, we need to be a little bit careful because we are below the zero line. Yes, do we have a flip of the ribbon? Absolutely. But we're just breaking above this trend line. This trend line has been there for a long time, right? So once again, this could be a fake out. Still not counting on it until I see maybe failure right here. But I will rather just give it a little bit more time. We already have TP number 1, 2, and 3. That is a lot to say on gold, right? So I mean, a good retracement will be expected, and not only expected, will be better or will be good for market structure. There we go. We have an area of supporting here and an area of resistance right here. So it will be natural or that we could be having maybe a bounce in there. So just be careful because we could be having either a cricket line like this or a cricket line like that. I will only be longing this after we see pierce of the ribbon through that zero line on the oscillator. Another one really quick that I want to take a look at, it's copper. Copper has been trickling down here within the same triangle that we've been talking about it. I think that we could be having a burst of this triangle. We need to be careful. In fact, I should be updating it like this. There we go. And we have a entry at this point. We need to be careful with this entry because it's not there yet. Yes, we have flip of the ribbon. Do we have support? Somewhat, but we still need to look at the microstructure. And right now, microstructure is telling us to wait because we could also be having a head and shoulders pattern here. We want to break back above, take previous highs, go back for a retest, and then off we go. And finally, just take over at this area or bounce off this area of a golden line of predictive ranges. Other than that, turn it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. Let's take a look at AIXBT. Had a request for this in the chat. Shout out to MO2. So I went ahead and drew some stuff on here. I do have a fixed range volume profile dating back into December here. That was when we were doing this run up, and then we had a big massive pump. Now we're pulling back. We do have a trend line here that we called this breakout on back when it happened, but right now it looks like we could be heading back for a retest on that. Be very careful, be very aware. We did print a reversal, but that reversal was here. We had a little play up and then back down again. It looks like money flow is coming down pretty hard. Volume is starting to curve down, and we got a curvature here of the oscillator pro ribbon. Okay, I am seeing some bullish stuff. We did get the overbought or oversold, I should say, VWAP indicator, the uptrend, all the stuff you want to see for bottoming indication taking place here. But I think that we're going to head a little bit lower here. And once we do, that would be where I would be watching, because we did get a clipping of the True 7, be watching for a divergence to print. If we get that lined up, that would be a very strong indication of a move from there. And that could be in line with that trend line. I want to throw some fibs on here. Because if we don't get some support levels off of those guys, I'm a little concerned about the point of control coming in all the way at 32 cents off of this entire fixed range volume profile. If we lose this current volume node, we don't really have much until we get down to that level at about 33 cents, 33.8. So let's throw some fibs on just to see what we're seeing here on this. Actually, I'll drop this from here up to the top, and we'll look at this retracement. It does look like we lost the golden pocket. We had some bounces here of support on it. We came back through, we broke it, retest on this candle here that happened at 5 o'clock on Sunday. Now we're trying to hold the 786. Not holding this 786 would send us down to the 887. That's 43.4 cents, in line with that trend line we were just talking about. So that's going to be the line in the sand. If we lose 43.4, you can probably set a retest there and put an entry on that, stop loss pretty tight on it, and let that run down. Take profit 1 on the point of control, take profit 2 all the way down at 18 cents there. That would be on the value area low of this point. So AIXBT does look like it's showing some weakness right now. I would say that a key level to get in on this would be 36 cents, 36.7. Why? Because that is your previous levels here of support. It's also going to be in line with previous levels of resistance at the top of this volume node. So that would be a good area, in my opinion, if you wanted to pick up some AIXBT. So OC, let's kick it over to you and let's see what you're looking at, bro.
Absolutely. Have you already taken C90F TW? Can we see?
Nope, let's do that one. Yeah, let's do that one.
Excellent. So we got it right here. It's not looking good, to be honest. It's not looking good, but still, I mean, we can maybe count with this kind of movements to hunt a couple of longs maybe, because we don't see it the same way around to the other side. I mean, we don't see the spikes going downwards, so that's why we're going to be maybe trying to hunt for longs. We do see around the topic here with up to TP number 6. That is crazy. Something that was important is a fill right here of the dynamic reactors. You know about the breakout, it's about the retest, and off you go. What is doing about the breakout better is about the retest, and then off we go. So at this point, we want to find some kind of structure and see maybe how far can we go lower, right? To maybe start allocating a little bit of money. So at this point, we are in no man's land. There's a big gap in there. So be careful, because at this point, we could be just bouncing out of nowhere, but that wouldn't be nowhere. That would be basically an order block, or even a possible, let me see if I can see it in the past. Well, not really. I was expecting to see maybe a gap in there, or a unfair gap. value gap. So the next thing that I am seeing here, it is support out of predictive ranges on the golden lining here, and we have a ton of order blocks at the top. So be careful because order blocks are magnetic, and that adds to my theory that we could be bouncing to go watch or to go catch the dynamic reactor, especially since we already have a triple bullish divergence right down there. We also have, look at that, a reversal, a big seeker, and we're trying to push through that 0 line. So with a lot of risk, I think this could be an area to jump in to maybe try to catch these order blocks as possibly the market comes above it. But still, I mean, I would not be going into it higher than a half of a position, because look at the amount of resistance that we have up there. The next thing will be order blocks and liquidation. Oh, not this one, liquidations. Order blocks, look at that all the way back down here. This is the volume profile magnifier order blocks, all right, just so you see it. And then liquidation, I think, has a little bit more to tell in here, which is faster or easier to get. These areas in here or these areas right down there. So based on the current price action, I will say that it's faster to take the above, well, yeah, than the below ones that are starting here just ever so slightly. So I think we are going to be heading up to the dynamic reactor. Still be careful because right now the trend is bearish, and trading against the trend might not have the results that you're looking for. So just be careful if you're going to be taking this long, and if you don't, wait for the retracement, and maybe you can try to short it up there, as long as we're having flip of the ribbon or push through that 0 line on the oscillator. Turn it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. Won't throw us up here together. I'm going to do a quick recap for Trent Brock. He asked about Sol. We already did this earlier, but I'll show it to him real fast. Yeah, bro, that support level that we put out in the Discord, holding pretty nice right now. We do have a dynamic reactor sitting beneath us. So I would watch for the level about 229 if you're looking for an entry on that dynamic reactor. You can set your stop loss down below the quantum reactor, but we do have the support block that has been holding for us. Be careful though, money flow is down and we are getting a curvature on the oscillator. Real quick recap here on Bitcoin, what it's doing right now. We are getting a bounce off of our support box here, guys. Support zone sending us up on that bounce to 103 right now. It does look like we are starting to iron out that curvature that was happening on the oscillator ribbon, but money flow is still flat. Be very careful today, guys. Overall, the markets right now are looking a little funny, a little funky, I should say. Let me come back over here. Let's give this a refresh and see where we are with the current market condition. NASDAQ's getting a little rebound. We are up 1.24%. So getting a little pump on that. Bitcoin could ride that momentum to the upside. All the markets in the green currently across the board. VIX is slowing down. Could be a decent day for us. I just wanted you guys to know that. And lastly here, guys, if you guys are going to the Bitcoin conference, I told the alumni, all of our members, that I would be doing a get-together out there for Bitcoin Conference 2025 in Las Vegas. This is the location that Buck has found for us. It is called Beer Park, Las Vegas, and we're going to be doing our event there. Yes, we checked out the menu. They got some pretty good appetizers, but what do you see right there? It's ribs for the rib hungry people in our chat, guys. We're going to be doing this here. Might order some ribs up, some appetizers for sure, and then first couple of rounds of drinks is on me for all of the alumni members that join us in Vegas for Bitcoin 2025. So be watching for that in the Discord. We'll put all the details out on it. Beer Park, Las Vegas is where we're going to do our get together at in Vegas for the alumni. So alumni meet and greet in Las Vegas for Bitcoin 2025 and ribs. We're going to have ribs and beer. That's what we're going to have. So shout out to everyone that joins us out there. I appreciate you all. Drop those ribs in the chat if you're going to be joining us at Bitcoin Conference 2025. I'd love to see you all there. OC, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you, man. And tell these people what they get if they smash that like button.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for joining today. And a quick reminder to smash that like button, because if you do, maybe in the future we can get bot rated, but that only if you click that like button. So other than that, turn it back to you, Piper.
Awesome, dude. I appreciate you guys. If you guys got anything out of today's content, please share this video with a friend. Let them know, come join the alumni. Come over here and join the academy. We're here every Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to tune in today to all of our live content. Trade Intuition on Trade Academy, 4 p.m. Crypto Nightcap at 8 p.m. Markets After Dark at 11 p.m., all in Eastern Standard Time, by the way. And then tomorrow morning, kicking it all off again with Good Morning Crypto, BC Port Corp pre-market show. And then I'll be doing the market open right here with OC tomorrow. We'll see you guys then. Until next time, guys, trade safe, use some risk management. We're about to go raid the frat house, drop some chats in there with Randy Hipper. So I'll see you guys over there. Drop those graduation caps. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Later.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels fall low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, from a Mexican spaghetti, yo. Crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject dime. And if you like the visual powered by Chart Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels fall low. Sound off.
To get with them, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean.
That was awesome, dude.